Hi, I'm Christian Guzman, and I approve of the Board Shorts and Banter podcast.
You're doing the intro, Tom. You take it away, boy.
What is good, people, and welcome back to the Board Shorts and Banter podcast. My name is Tom Stockton. This is Mr. Josh Croggan, who is a
BNBF Pro World Champion
and
two-time British champion.
There we go.
There we go. And in today's podcast, we are going to be talking about loads of stuff. But I'm going to assume that the main reason... Do you want to cut the music? I am going to assume that the main reason that people will be clicking on this podcast is because of the huge brand that is in the title.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Well, just what a weekend, mate. I don't even know where to summarize it, to be honest with you.
I actually can't believe that my life is my life right now.
That's pretty mad to be able to say that, isn't it? And I'm feeling the same, mate.
Yeah. Like if you look at like even the past week, the past few months, like it has all just been mad. But you know, again, you and me are mates. We speak every single day. We both know how many hours and how much effort both of us are putting into everything. So I'll start off the podcast just by saying, if you want something, people, you have just got to work and work hard and constantly try to improve. And then hopefully one day you might get lucky enough to be proud of yourself for a brief moment. And it will be a brief moment because, you know, life happens and you just kind of then get on to the next goal and chasing the next thing.
100%. It's like you don't know what to expect from something until you actually start it. And you don't know what's like to come of that. But honestly, like, you know, even like maybe we're like, I don't know. Yeah. Little things, big things have small beginnings. That is for sure. And like this podcast is very, very small. And like when we started this podcast, we only did it because we were just like, when every time we've had an interaction with each other, it's been funny. Like we get along really, really well. And like we wanted to start this podcast because number one, there's nothing out there like it. And number two, like we just enjoy having a chat, my man. And like, it's not necessarily we're doing it for any gain. It's like, there's now things that are like happening, or at least we're getting like a nod that, you know, everything's going well, mate. And that's because we enjoy doing something. We put the fucking work into it, and we just keep showing up.
Indeed. Anyway, right, where do we begin? Where do we start with this?
I don't even know, mate. I literally feel like I'm back on prep again. My head is just gone. I just feel exhausted after this weekend. So much adrenaline on like multiple days, mate. It's just like But yeah, where do we start? Should we dial it back to? Well, what day? I don't even know what day it was. What day was it?
Friday.
What happened on Friday, Josh, mate?
So Friday, me and Tom, we went to this place near Birmingham.
Yeah.
Called the Gymshark IQ.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to a place called the Gymshark LC.
What does that mean? What's that code name for?
The Gymshark Lifting Club, bruh.
Yeah, absolutely manic. Absolutely mental. Honestly, still can't believe it as well. The nicest gym you will ever go in your entire life, but it's not open to the public, unfortunately.
No, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, so do I.
Mate,
it's like Tony Stark's gym, isn't it?
Yeah. It was the cleanest, the like coolest. It was like going into MI5 to even just get in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and Tom had to go and have like photos taken of ourselves. I'm not even joking. We had to go and have photos of ourselves and have passes made just for us to go in the gym once.
They took a skin sample swab. They took all of our fingerprints.
Yeah, we had to do an STI test.
There was a big security guard there who was about 6'5", weighing 400 pounds, and he did a little
Leroy
glove.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't really. But yeah, it was absolutely mental. So like, you know, having to go there, full security, get your little your tags to go in. Like it's all so well ran. Like everything has its purpose there, doesn't it? You can tell there's been a lot of thought process into, you know, what they've got in place in there. That just speaks like volumes for them, doesn't it?
Mate, it's a £1 billion business, you know.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
It's It's kind of a big deal. So, yeah, how did this come about, Tom? What's the thing that's caused us to go to Gymshark?
So basically, obviously, we mainly target this podcast at like, I don't want to say it's not just the men's physique community. It's a lot. We even get like bodybuilders, because us men's physique guys, we're not bodybuilders, are we? Come on, we're just pretty boys. But it is a bodybuilding based podcast. It's called Board Shorts and Banter because obviously we are into men's physique. However, it is quite broad. So there may or may not have been a gentleman, a lovely man at Gymshark who is actually on his first competition prep right now, called Mr. Ash Wilson. And
shout out to Ash. We love you, Ash.
We love you, Ash, mate. Absolute legend. And he is actually on his first ever men's physique prep, right, this year. And by chance, he just hopped onto Apple Podcasts and just searched men's physique. Men's physique. Is there anything out there right now in existence that can help me on my prep? And worked his way through a few podcasts and managed to find myself and Josh through Apple Podcasts. And lo and behold, obviously Ash is, situated at Gymshark. He's been there for a good few years now. And he kindly invited us down because he just enjoyed the podcast. He got some value out of it, just from me and you sitting on here every single week, having a chat, talking about, rate my poo or whatever it is. And clearly resonated with it. So reached out to me and Josh, just said that he enjoyed the podcast and then invited us down.
Yeah. Not only that, though, like a few weeks ago, he just messages out the boom, was like, "Oh, boys, what's your addresses? I'm going to send you some stuff." And sent us both packages of Gymshark clothes that aren't out yet.
Honestly, did not expect that at all. And he did not need to do that. But I think it does kind of speak volumes for because I look at Ash and I'm like, you are like Gymshark. You know what I mean? Like the type of guy he's a lovely guy. And even him just reaching out and just being like, in a way, like we've helped him, I guess, on prep with whatever value he's got out of it. We've helped him, and it's just as a bit of a pat on the back or a nod. Like he sent us some stuff, invited us down, and it's honestly just such a kind gesture that he didn't do. Even people just listening to the podcast for me is enough to it's enough of a thank you that people enjoy it. That's more than enough for me. Anytime anyone comes up to me at shows or anything, or just messages me and says I'm really enjoying it. People when they share us in their stories, I appreciate that genuinely so much, because if other people enjoy something that I enjoy doing, that's so sick. But the fact that obviously, all that happened as well is just mental.
Yeah, pretty mental. Yeah. So we went down on Friday. We hit a big, massive pull session in the lifting club, and Ash actually sorted out a videographer, photographer to get photos and videos of us whilst we were training.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, again, pretty cool. And obviously, Gymshark just has that on tap.
Yeah, and they've got free energy drinks.
Oh my God, yeah. Mate, the amount of free stuff at Gymshark. So when Ash was like, "Oh, I'll send you some stuff," and I was like, "Oh yeah, do you want us to do anything in return?" He's like, No, it's fine. You're good." Went down to the Gymshark lifting club. "Oh yeah, can we get, do you want an energy drink?" Yeah, how much are they? "Oh yeah, they're free."
Oh no, just help yourself. Yeah, it's fine. Honestly, I felt like I felt like it was in a little theme park. I felt like me and you were Dumber and Dumber, just walking around like little kids, weren't we? It was great.
It was so funny. And I'm sure everyone that's listening can just imagine you and me just walking around, giggling, smiling, and just being like, "Why on earth are we here?"
Yeah.
It was so funny. So funny.
And it is mad how things work, because I did explain this to you and Ash. So I actually, when I left university, I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do, and I just knew I wanted to do something in the fitness industry. I was like, I want to work in the fitness industry. I don't know what it is yet. I love my training. I'm getting into men's physique and that now as well, competing and all that kind of stuff. I was like, but how could I use my degree? It's something close to that. Oh, wow. I'll go work at Gymshark. I'd love to work at Gymshark. That was a dream or something, a pipe dream of mine. And then, obviously I applied for a job as a fashion designer there, or working on a design team on their products or something like that. Because I did product design at uni, but it wasn't directly related to fashion. So it didn't really match up, but it's just one of those things, just a stab in the dark, see how you get on. Didn't obviously progress through it. Just they gave me some advice, maybe just go get more experience in fashion or whatever. But just to go into the place where I kind of dreamt of working one day, as a member of staff on the design team, but walking through and just having a look around, I was just crazy for me, mate.
It were mad, weren't it? Like, obviously, you told Ash and myself this, and when we went into like the IQ bit where everyone's working and like making new products and designing stuff, there was like a little section of like where the product, well, what Tom would be doing, if he got the job, like where he would have been based, and it was like, oh yeah, if you'd have got the job, you'd have been there. And it's like it's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
and
in another life, you would have been still there, but not in the position that you were in on Friday.
Yeah. So it's like, I just looked at all of the people that are working over there, working away, and I just started crying. I didn't really, but just, I wish I was you. You crushed my dreams.
Life.
You took my place. But no, honestly, like it's so cool, and that's like, it was just a mad like moment of reflection for me. It's like, although I didn't succeed in that area of my life, I probably could have pursued it more. But although I didn't succeed in that area, at least like now I've managed to like at least see it inside through a different avenue. Yeah. And in all honesty, through an avenue that I definitely do love more anyway. So that moment was just mental for me. It's like I enjoy this now more than to do design, and I'm still walking through Gymshark. Sick.
That's what I was going to say. What position would you have rather have been in? The position of like, oh, I could have worked there, or the position that no.
If I was on the design team, mate, people would be like walking around looking like, I don't even know, like Roblox characters or something, mate. It'd be awful. Like Power Ranger suits or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Gymshark would have gone out of business if you had got that job.
Gymshark would have collapsed if they took me on as a designer. So they definitely made the right move in saying no to me.
Yeah. Oh dear. So
what was your favourite part of it all, mate?
I think it felt to me it was similar to when I first went to Alphaland, like when I went to summer shredding, and it was like almost being somewhere that in your mind doesn't exist. It only exists on like a phone screen. Like I remember when Gymshark first, started the lifting club, and I remember seeing that being like, oh, that's pretty cool. I remember when they like first built the IQ and Ben Francis doing his like walkthrough of, oh yeah, this is what's going to be called the street. It's going to have trees inside, and it's going to be like all the different departments on it. And I was like, oh my God, that is so cool. So like being there in real life, it's just mind bending. You just can't fathom that it's a real place until like you're there. I'd say like my favorite bit was probably just like the whole like level of hospitality that we had.
Yeah, even just Ash, man, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought that I was Ryan Terry for the day. Ash was just brilliant with us.
Yeah, and like with like a company as successful as Gymshark, you'd expect like all the guys that are high up in the company to be like business kind of, you typical like savage businessmen or something like that, but like Gymshark just doesn't work that way, it seems. And like Ash is like an example of that. He didn't have to invite us down, he didn't have to give us such good hospitality, like, and like you do get that like proper team vibe there. You know what I'm trying to say, like everyone like knows everyone, and it's like very like friendly. It is really, really cool, man. It's almost like it's almost like breaking the mold a little bit. Like you don't need to be like that typical businessy kind of corporate vibe in order to build a successful business, and they're like living proof of that.
It's like Google, isn't it? Like when you see like all people that work at Google and they get this for free, that for free, and it almost doesn't look like it's a real job. Kind of had that vibe, like just a load of people that just go to work because that's just what they enjoy doing.
Sort of doing it Twitter, wasn't it, before Elon Musk? But apparently they were going there just not even working. Staff didn't even turn up to work, and actually easy. Yeah, it's easy.
But Ash just sat there like, this is what it's really like at Gymshark. We don't really do anything.
Yeah, he just sits at his desk curling because he's got massive arms.
Yeah.
He's just curling weights, just chilling, Meetings, he's just doing calf raises underneath the desk,
Yeah.
Easy work.
Meeting, just going to go and train arms at the lifting club, bruh.
Yeah, very, very grateful for the opportunity, honestly. And like, for me, like the highlight was even just like speaking to Ash, like hearing about his experiences and all that stuff, all like the fancy Gymsharks and, how cool it was there aside. Just Ash just giving us the opportunity was sick, mate. So I really do appreciate that.
Yeah. So
if you're listening.
Yes, thanks, Ash. I hope you're listening. He's actually now blocked us on everything because he like just found us so annoying. Oh my God, them boys.
Me and you would just be parked up in the car park at Gymshark at like 5 a.m. every day before he's about to do whatever. Like, can we come in?
Can we come play? Right. So, questions that people may have.
I don't know. Oh God, what questions would people have?
I reckon people are going to be like, oh, surely, there's some kind of affiliation with the Board Shots and Banter podcast.
There is not
There is not yet.
yet.
We're manifesting it. We are manifesting it. When we get to like 100,000 subscribers, we're just going to hope and pray that Ash is like still interested and then sorts us out.
I need more. I need more bear bell shakes, bro.
Yeah,
they were great.
Bear Bells and Kim K. Alani. That's what we're after.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, no, there's no affiliation yet. But again, just work hard at something. You never know what will happen, and that is like just a prime little example. It's just there we go. You never know who's watching.
Never know who's watching. Any other questions that you think people might have?
What are the toilets like at Gymshark?
Splendid.
They are
Actually,
splendid.
I only used the urinal, but the urinals were nice.
Even the toilets were really, really nice.
All of it was just perfect. Ash was saying like the gym gets cleaned like 3 or 4 times a day, and there's probably 20 people that use the gym throughout the entire day.
Yeah. What is the kit like at Gymshark Lifting Club?
It's not bad. Could be better.
It could be better, 100%. But like, it's a gym where you could go there and do anything. You can do powerlifting, you can do bodybuilding, you can climb a rope, which I absolutely smashed Josh at.
So, right, them climbing ropes that people have in gyms, or there might be at like a park or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tom beat me at that because I went up it rapid, and then I got to the top, and then realized I was at the top, and like the fear just kind of kicked in, and then I just couldn't move anymore. Whereas Tom got to the top and like just kept going and like hit the the whatever it is at the top.
Just instinctually, mate. I had zero fear.
Zero fear. You just didn't care, did you, mate? Whereas
I'm
very aware
though, that you've got to let go and trust yourself.
Yeah, I just know that I don't trust myself, and I know that I'm easily injured. So the fear was overwhelming.
You got more to lose than me, mate. Though you're world champ. You're a WNBF pro. So you can't get injured. It's like C-Bum. C-Bum can't go doing anything stupid, can he? He's Mr. Olympia, mate. He's got to stay injury free.
He's got nothing else like that. That's just all that he is. He's definitely not, doing something cool.
Oh yeah,
with everyone.
Yeah.
When's that
we can actually talk about it.
Can we?
It'll be announced today.
Today, as in Monday, or today, as in Tuesday?
Monday.
Oh, thank God. Want to get
Daddy's home.
Daddy's home, kids.
Yeah. Are you gonna? Should we say? No, let's just not say anything.
Let's not say anything. I don't want to get anyone in any trouble.
But yeah, we're pretty much best friends with him now, anyway.
But Chris Bumstead,
he's coming on the podcast.
I'll tell you one cool thing that may happen / we will make happen in the future. Ash was saying now in Gymshark there's a podcast studio that doesn't get used ever.
Oh, what a shame.
I know. One was like, we have our podcast. We wouldn't mind doing some in-person stuff. So, yeah. So basically, if there's anybody that's like a decent, we're saying decent, we're saying like top tier athlete.
If you're not shit.
Like we're talking Ryan Terry. We're talking Yemi. We're talking Chris Bumstead, the top dogs, right? Start tagging them in our reels and stuff on Instagram and get them to come on the podcast. Like, get them to see us, and then we can do the rest. We will make the rest happen, because it's not just going to be a crappy thing that we do over Loom. It's going to be a proper thing that we'll be able to do in person at a very cool spot.
I know how we can get C-Bum on. I know how we can get him on. Being serious.
How?
I draw out all of my savings for a house, right? You sell your house.
Oh, great.
And sell your girlfriend's car.
And mine.
And then we'll do penny for a guy outside Ultraflex for about 3 months. And then we might have enough cash to be able to pay him for at least like a 20-minute slot on the podcast.
I reckon so.
Cool.
I reckon.
Plan?
Yeah, good plan.
Cool. I'm keen for it.
He won't say no,
No. We'd at least have about like $2,000, I reckon, if we did all of that.
Yeah. I weirdly do have Seabum's email address. Have I ever told you about that?
No.
Oh, right. So the first ever launch that he did of clothes, where it was like, can you remember the t-shirts that said Savage?
Yeah.
Right. So I ordered one and it never came.
Right.
So I emailed, I was like, just to let you know, I've done this order, and it didn't respond. Like I didn't get anything. So then I started commenting on his post saying, just to let you know, I bought a t-shirt and never got it. And then I got an email off of Chris, his email address.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this isn't like the at Seabum Fitness
This is
thing.
like when it was a bit unprofessional. It was just
Yeah,
him doing it
yeah.
himself.
Oh, mate, it was
That's so cool.
It was so raw. And then yeah, I'm sure I could find it. It's on an old email account, but I'll email him. It was literally like it was like Christopher.bumstead69 or something at gmail.com. It was like, this is definitely his personal.
No, it was just Bum69.
69 bum.
Yeah, that's the one.
There you go. That's the one.
But no, very,
dear.
very, very, very cool experience last Friday. Very grateful for it.
Yep.
Should we just keep talking about it? I just want to keep talking about it, mate.
There's nothing else really to say.
Oh, Ash is very handsome.
Oh yeah, Ash is kind of, gorgeous. Sorry, just made it all weird. Oh God.
I love him. No,
oh no.
But yeah, again, Ash, on that note, mate, again, just thank you very much. And let's move on. Next subject.
Next subject, the weekend. So obviously Friday, Birmingham, Saturday. What did you get up to on Saturday, Tom?
On Saturday, I had Super Dad on stage.
Super Dad. Super Dilf.
Mr. Zach Hayes. If you scroll back here on YouTube or on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, then you'll see the podcast with Zach when we're talking about him for his upcoming show, how things are going. And he jumped on stage for his first time ever and absolutely smashed it. Smashed it. Did very, very well. Better than I've ever done in my first ever show against better competition. So honestly, mate, cannot complain.
Tell us more. How many was in his class? What class did he do? Was it straight up novice or was it open? I can't really remember.
So there was 32 guys in the class. They split it into two. So it's men's physique class A, men's physique class B. So in the first class, I believe there was 18 guys. And in Zach's class, there was 14 or 15. So yeah, got split down. It was, a big show. There was other men's physique classes too as well. If there's 32 in his class, but in that little segment, there was like two other men's physique classes. I think there was close to no, there would have been 3, 4. I think there was like 4 men's physique classes total. Sorry. Anyway, it was a big show. Probably like 60 men's physique guys total. Wow. Zach came second in his class, and that was second to the overall winner. So the guy that took the whole show for men's physique, Zach came second to him by a single point. 1 point. So it's 3-2. That's all it was. And so it was just, I think it was just on the day. It was like a flip of the coin, really. But honestly, that aside, it's very easy to be disappointed about it. But Zach is as good as we thought he was. And now we can only get better. It's his first ever show. It's our first ever peak together. And what we put on stage, mate, I'm just honestly so happy with it. And to see Zach's reaction when he got off stage, because he just wanted to place top 3 to do me proud. He said, he's like, oh, maybe by chance get a top 3 and do me proud. But for him to come second by 1 point was absolutely mental.
Yeah, I have seen many photos, and I think the guy that won was just a little bit more genetically better put together, but on a muscularity front, Zach all day. And I think that's it. So a 3-2, people, a lot of the time, they can have a little bit of a bias towards someone that's just got better shape or better, I don't know, just better put together. Yeah. Not necessarily the biggest.
Yeah, that's the thing. The guy that won, he just had he's just more pop to his physique. He was a big guy. He was round. I believe he's from the US, actually. He's from America.
America.
So yeah, some like big American guy, and he looked class, like just tiny itty bitty little waist, big chest, big shoulders, wide, broad, and just more muscle on Zach. You got to remember, like me and Zach have only been working together now for like 8 months, a little over 8 months. He hasn't really even had an off season, for God's sake.
No.
So for him to look like he did after that short period of time is wicked. But yeah, the guy that won, it was just fuller, rounder. Zach was quite flat, in my opinion. He was like close to being like spot on, but it was just a little bit flat. There's definitely some adjustments that you've highlighted as well that we can make to his posing for sure, especially to fit WNBF, just because he is absolutely razor sharp across his midsection, and you can see that in like his overhead shots. Like where his hips are squared up and he's doing an overhead shot and he's clamping down on his abs, they're just like crisp. But when he's doing his side shots, maybe because his hips are just a little bit too slanted, as you've pointed out, it just can't contract his obliques very well. Yeah. And then when he goes to try and contract his obliques, he leans over to the side and it just throws off the whole look.
Yeah, you've got it.
Yeah, so just small tweaks to the posing. I need to give him more food. So like what I could have done better is give him more food.
It's the only thing that you can do better now is act upon what you found out. Yeah. So looking at Zach's peak, how did his food increase and what was the food at, like, from start to finish of the increase?
Yeah, so we thought he was going to be on stage at around 4 p.m. on that day, and it turned out to be gone 7 p.m. So it was over 3 hours later than anticipated. So in his load, we had 3 days, 3 high days. I believe the first day was 650. Then the second day was 750, closer to like 800 total. And then the third day was it capped out at around 500. Okay. But I pulled out carbs a little bit earlier on pulled out carbs from his last meal because I thought he was going to be on stage at around 4ish p.m.
Yeah.
And we didn't know until like as the day went on what time he was going to be on, because you know what UKFBDA shows are like, mate. Pain in the ass. So I pulled out his food a little bit earlier because I wanted to start drying him out, like, a little bit earlier on, because I thought 4 p.m. is going to be perfect timing. And in the mornings, we did like a couple pro-fat meals. And then for his third meal, we did a carb feeding. Hindsight, should have been a bigger one. And then pre-stage is just another small carb feeding. So what we should have done really is just give him more carbs throughout the day and left in that carb feeding.
The night before.
The night before. Yeah. Just start drying him out too early, because the type of physique that Zach is, he just burns through food. Even just sat there doing nothing, he just burns through his food. That's why on prep, he managed to get absolutely peeled, eating like 2,500 calories.
Yeah.
So yeah, lessons learned. More food. We didn't do any water cut. We didn't do really any sodium manipulation, anything like that. It's literally just get him peeled, feed him enough. That's it.
Cool.
So yeah, that's it.
How Zach looked kind of like made me think. So I've got 2 people competing this weekend. I've got Charlie Brisbane and I've got Jake Morgan, who we've had on the podcast. Mm-hmm. And how Zach looked made me think, if like I would rather Jake completely spill over come Sunday than look remotely flat, because he's got so much muscle, he's got such a big frame. I'd rather just fill it out and learn what it takes to fill out his frame.
Yeah.
Whereas like Charlie's a smaller guy, he's obviously got shitloads of muscle, but if he spills, it's probably going to be harder to rectify it. So yeah. Based off how Zach looked, we've started carb loading Jake today. It's Monday for competing on Sunday. So his carbs have nearly doubled from yesterday's amount. And hopefully we're just going to do an incremental increase throughout the week. We might do like a little pullback in 2 days' time. So on Wednesday, just to see what his body responds like, going from 2 high days, a low day, going into a mock show day on Thursday. And then just tweak and move accordingly after that. But I don't want him to go on flat. I want to see what he's like blasting full.
Yeah.
I think in the past I've been guilty of being a little bit more, cautious with carb loading.
Yeah.
And but with myself, I've never been cautious once. I have pushed myself to the brim as often as possible. So I'm going to do that with Jake.
Yeah, I think I may do a similar thing with like Zach. Like instead of doing a 3-day load, do a 4-day load, and just not be shy with it. Yeah. Like, and another thing, I'm guessing Jake's very similar. He eats a lot of food. You know,
Yeah.
he burns through his food like nothing. It's just like a Ferrari just ripping through it. And like with Zach, he actually faded more on stage as well. Pump Up looked fucking mint.
Really?
Yeah, as he
Yeah,
posed,
he defo didn't eat enough then, did he?
yeah. So as he posed, he got tighter. He got tighter in terms of like how he looked, but he also flattened out more.
Yeah.
Because he just burns through his food so quick. So during Pump Up, really, really good, like on point. And then as he was on stage, he did get a bit tighter, especially across like the back and whatnot, and lower back. I could see it, but I just noticed that he did start to fade a little bit. And he gets, for instance, like I've trained with Zach, like when he was on prep and we, refed him and whatnot, and wanted to see what he looked like with food in him. And even during his training session, his energy levels go from being high to low.
Yeah.
He crashes quite quickly during his training because his body's just burning through it. So yeah, it's just next time. I mean, good for him. He's just going to get a shitload of food, and that's it. And even when he's fuller as well, I'm not concerned about his midsection whatsoever, because when he's fuller, his abs are going to pop more as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for it, mate. It's all lessons learned.
It is.
Himself smashed his show day, and he's just excited for the next one now.
Good stuff. Brilliant. Saturday for me, I drove up to Glasgow, the wonderful, wonderful city in Scotland. I trained on Saturday with one of my boys, Mark Gordon, who is an absolute legend. Do you know, like, I always get really nervous when I meet a client in person for the first time, but he was just such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's a little bit older than me. He was like knocking around with a big brother. It was, just really, really like just a nice time. We trained at a gym called Extreme Gyms, which is one of the dodgiest places that I've been in my life. I was vlogging. I was like, "Oh, can I vlog?" He just went, "No." I was like, "All right, okay." Can I pay card? No, cash only. I was like, "Oh, great." And one of these. Yeah, it was interesting. All the equipment was like, say it was branded. Let's say it was branded Nautilus.
Yeah.
It was fake.
Really?
Yeah, let's say it's
What,
branded
like had
Prime.
Nautilus stickers on it?
No, I just knew it was Nautilus.
Okay, like a replica.
Yeah. But everything was fake. It was just a bit mad. I was like, all right, okay, cool. They had like in the car park of the gym there was a car wash, which was obviously cash only, and it just screams dodgy, doesn't it? Tax evasion central. True. So did that on Saturday night. Annabella came up to Scotland with me. We went out for food in our hotel, which was lovely.
Was the hotel nice?
Mate, our hotel was banging.
What star was it?
You what?
What star hotel was it? It was like a 3-star.
No, higher.
5-star.
No, it was 4. It should be 5. It's very good.
No. If you're 5-star hotel, you're showing off. 4-star, job done.
Mate, Glasgow ain't got a 5-star hotel. Have you been to Glasgow?
I've never been. I will be going. We'll be going Glasgow together at some point. Maybe we should hunt out the 5-star hotel.
Why are we going to Glasgow together?
Well, when we do like a pit stop event.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh fuck! I love Glasgow. Glasgow for the win. Glasgow's beautiful.
Spawns great bodybuilders. It does. Scotland.
Yeah.
Glasgow.
Yeah. Glasgow was mint.
Carry on. As you were saying, anyway. Hotel was lovely. 4-star.
We walked into the hotel and then we looked at each other and we're like, "Yeah, we're not leaving this hotel until tomorrow."
Really?
Yeah. Hey. Mate, we parked the car up in a multi-story, and then on the way from the multi-story, which was a 5-minute walk to the hotel, we saw 2 fights, and it was like 4 p.m.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, one of them was a woman getting out of her car to argue with a pedestrian.
Wow.
Like full on, mad.
That is pretty mad.
Yeah. So shout out to Glasgow, love it.
How was the how did you get on at the show then?
So, show day on Sunday, it was the BNBF Scottish. I had Martin Lamont compete, and mate, it was really, really, really good show. The venue, it was in a place called Perth, so we're about an hour away from Glasgow. Fantastic venue. It's where the PCA Scottish is going to be next year. And honestly, no complaints. Very, very good. Standard overall was decent. I think one thing that kind of threw it off, the turnout weren't as good as what I thought it would be, but I think that's partly down to the UKFBDA having a show the day before. So
Yeah.
most of the natties were down in rugby. And not many people competed in both shows. But
Right.
there was one chap that did. Mr. Ethan Kavanagh.
Mate, this guy.
He drove up. So, right, from my understanding, at the UKFBA, the bodybuilding finished at around 10:30 at night.
It was ridiculous, mate. Yeah.
He then drove from Rugby to Perth, and he got in at like 3:30 in the morning.
Did he look good?
Right, so the BNBF do it in 2 rounds. I think I've said it before. They have like a morning or like an AM show and then an evening show. In the morning or lunchtime, whatever, they do the comparisons, quarter turns, all that kind of stuff. And I had Martin beating Ethan, right?
Right.
Ethan just looked off. He looked tired and washed out. I was like, bless him.
Not surprised.
Yeah. No surprise at all. I thought this travel's just kind of like, killed him off. Came out in the evening, different human. What are you looking at, Tom?
How far the drive is?
Is it like 6 hours? 7? Suspense is killing me here. Come on.
6 hours and 8 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah. Imagine doing that in the depths of prep.
Well, I'm assuming
having just been on stage. Oh,
I can imagine his girlfriend probably drove, or a friend. Nah, just he did. They were like, "Oh no, we'll drive." He's like, "No,
no, I must earn this."
Yeah.
And like then you throw into the mix as well. Ethan's from Wales,
Yeah.
so he would have driven from Wales to Rugby, then Rugby to Scotland.
I hope he's got a fuel efficient car. No, I think
He's got a Merc.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh my God.
I don't know what car Zena's got if she drove. Hopefully she weren't killing the environment off that much.
Yeah, my car would have been a different story, but there we go. But yeah, so he looked mint in the second part of the show.
Yeah, like insane.
What was the difference then between the first show and then the second show for him?
It just looked so flat and washed out in the first show. And then the second time he came out, it was vascular, tight. He looked like a different person.
I wonder what he did. Probably just food.
Do you know what, mate? It wouldn't surprise me if he just went and had a nap for an hour.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. And then spent longer pumping up, got a better pump, and that was that. But yeah, he came out and it was like, fuck. Thank you, Ethan. You've ruined my weekend.
So what did you do between show 1 and show 2 then?
With Martin?
With Martin.
He had one meal and then a load of rice cakes. Had a little bit more salt. Nothing crazy because he looked good the first time round. So it was just a case of trying to maintain the look. But yeah, Martin stuck around, got judges' feedback. They all said how much he's improved since last time he competed. As well, one more thing. So Martin obviously came second, Ethan won. And it's the 4th time Martin's come second at that particular show. How crazy.
That's annoying.
That is so annoying. So annoying. It's like me at any UKFBA show.
Was he, I mean, for him to go toe-to-toe with Ethan and he's a fantastic bodybuilder, was he happy with how he looked?
Oh, yeah. You've got to remember, like, it's relative to where you're at in the season. I'm buzzing with how Martin looks, but I also know that he's got show in 2 weeks, show in 5 weeks, show in 8 weeks, and then the WNBF Worlds, that's on the 22nd of November.
Yeah.
So that's a long-ass season.
It is a long season.
Yeah. So where he's at right now is exactly where he needs to be. We're going to push it for the next week, 10 days, fill up and peak into WNBF Ireland. First attempt at a pro card. I do think if the stars align, he's in the mix.
Yeah.
Because I think the WNBF are doing it in height classes. And in his height class, there's not going to be many people be bigger than him and more muscular.
He's got so much muscle, mate. He's just dense, isn't he? He's dense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mate, he's like, he's in his 30s. This is what you look like when you've been training for God knows how long.
Yeah, I was looking back at his Instagram as well, and compared to the last time he has competed, he has made a lot of improvements.
Yeah. Slate me for it, whatever you want, but he's trained a little bit more like a men's physique, competitor. We've put a lot of emphasis on his top line and his arms. Obviously, his legs haven't been neglected because they look awesome, but we've just brought up his weak areas, which has been it's what you need to do in bodybuilding. There's no point having a strong point that just gets stronger and stronger and stronger and completely throws your balance off. You'd rather actually improve than just stay the same.
Was he so he's a little bit like bottom heavy before?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you see his calves, I don't think I've posted many photos of his calves. They are the most phenomenal things that's been below someone's knees ever.
Really?
I don't know anyone with calves like him.
They're
just insane.
I think they literally like ham on a bone, don't they?
Yeah, I actually can't think
like
of
a
a muscle
tomahawk
group.
steak.
His calves look like my hamstrings. They're that big.
Fucking hell, mate.
Yeah, it's mad. And if everyone's sat there thinking, "Go on, Josh, tell us what he does to train calves," he doesn't train calves.
Doesn't need to.
It's genetics. He's got a son who's like 18 months old or something, and his son's got visible calves.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is mad. What does he come from? Like a sporting background?
I think just bodybuilding, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We'll get Martin on because Martin's very knowledgeable. He knows his stuff about supplements, and he's an incredible bodybuilder. Like he's won good shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get him on. Maybe that's the next client episode.
I reckon so. I didn't. When we had Zach on, and Zach was like talking about feeling pressure from us when we talk about him. I kind of thought, I don't really want to put any more pressure on Martin or any of my guys for that matter. I think, Jake's a bit different. He's a good talker and he has a lot to offer. That's more than just him competing.
Yeah.
But still, like, I don't want to put someone under more pressure than what they're already under, like, from themselves. Yeah.
I agree. Wicked, though. Exciting stuff. So how many weeks out again is he now?
2
weeks.
So I'm flying out to Dublin with him. I think it's the Friday. So fly Friday morning. He's competing on the Sunday. Fly home on the Monday. It'll be great fun. Looking forward to heading over to Ireland. If there's any Irish listeners, and I know that there are because I've had conversations with many of you, I will be at the BNBF Ireland. And if anyone wants to get a session on the Saturday in wherever the venue is, I think it's called Wexford. If anyone wants to come and pick me up from the Airbnb and take me to the gym, that would be fantastic.
I love it. This is where you just get kidnapped.
Oh, mate, this is the end now.
This is the end. Goodbye, Josh.
Did you have any poo photos sent to you after the last podcast?
Do you know what? I didn't, mate. I think people will just respect me. Did you have any?
3.
You didn't.
People clearly don't respect me. 2 of them was clients. I'm not going to mention their names. And the other one was just some weird kid.
No, you didn't. Did you actually get 3 photos?
Yeah.
What kind of clients? You're way too matey with your clients then if they're sending you pictures of their poo, mate.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's because we mentioned it on the podcast, and apparently if you mention it on the podcast, it's fair game.
Well, I'm quite offended, actually. Why has no one sent me photos? I want photos. Why is there a preference here? Why does Josh get photos and not me?
Tom, you don't want the photos, mate.
No girls used to ever send me nudes either. You know?
Oh, God. Poor you.
I know.
Oh,
it's all right. I've got a lovely girlfriend now who loves me.
Does she send you them?
She doesn't, actually. She's classy.
Yeah. Neither do I. I think that's a sign of a classy girl.
That is a sign of a classy girl right there. If they're there sending you photos without even really asking, not why you do ever really ask photos anyway, if they're just willfully sending you stuff, number one, is either a low quality female or it's some creepy guy in a basement that's just got loads of photos of like women on his thing and he's just trying to
100%. No, mate, he's using AI to generate them.
Yeah.
Just saying this now, Chris, do not reel up the last 1 minute of our conversations. Thank you very much.
Yeah, please don't do that, mate.
That would not be a good time. So, what else? This weekend, have you got anyone competing?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
Did you have Adam compete again at the weekend?
Yes.
What the hell happened there? How come you've not mentioned it?
Have I not told you?
No.
Oh, fantastic. We'll save this for the podcast right now then. So Adam obviously stepped on stage a good few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago now.
No,
And,
last weekend, 8 days ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
8 days ago. Last week. God, where's time going, mate? Last weekend, he stood on stage and he has had a whirlwind of a prep. I briefly touched on it in the last podcast. He broke his ankle on prep. He's pulled out his back. He's been bedbound, all this kind of stuff. But we had a show booked. So we did it. And just to gain some stage experience. Now we've got a plan of action set in place to get him on stage again in like 6 weeks' time, right? Where he's actually going to be hopefully in condition. That's what we're digging for right now. And anyway, I was at this show with Adam. With Zach, sorry, and I received a message from Adam, and he's like, "Hey, bro," he sent me a photo over, and he was wearing different shorts, and he was fully tanned up as well. And I was like, "Okay," I was like, "Oh, are these?" I haven't seen these shorts before. I thought, "Oh, are these like from last week?" I was kind of wondering why he's sending them through. And he goes, "Hey, bro, I'm on stage at 6 today. I entered a show last night." So, Adam actually got on stage on the weekend. I didn't know about it until a few hours out because the show it was only a small little show. It was Mr. and Mrs. Plymouth. They contacted him basically saying, "Look, mate, we're a little low on numbers. Do you want to," even though there was 9 guys in his class, I think it was quite a small show, 9 guys in his class, "Do you want to come in and, jump on stage? Because obviously we know you're competing at the moment. It would be great if you could do that." So he did them the favour of hopping on stage and he placed 4th out of 9. So with no peak at all, and I've looked at some of the videos. There were some big boys in his class as well. They're actually in good nick, and he came 4th. And we didn't do any peaking for it. He just got his shorts on, got a tan, and jumped on stage and had some fun.
Do you know next year when we compete, I think we should do Mr. and Mrs. Plymouth.
Shall we?
I kind of want to take it to have another thing over you.
Oh, come on, mate.
I'm the man of your hometown. How does that feel?
And I'll come up to Yorkshire, mate, your ends.
Yeah. Come and do the Yorkshire.
I'll come and take everything.
PCA Yorkshire, let's go.
Yeah. We actually are competing against each other next year if you compete. If you actually man up and do it.
The more that this year goes on, the more I am thinking, let's make it happen.
It's on.
Like, last week was the best week of training that I've had this year.
Yeah.
You may disagree. You might think, "Oh no, Josh, it was purely because I was crap." But I sent it at Gymshark.
Yeah, you did. I actually had trained back the day before.
Yeah,
so
Tom's an absolute idiot. Tom is an idiot. We've been saying for a week we are training pull. We are training back.
Yep.
What did you do the day before, Tom?
Back.
You literally got there and he was like, I RDL'd yesterday. Like, whoa, tough titties, bro. Because Ash is on prep and I'm ready for it.
Yeah. So I did have to let Josh have that one. But
and have it I did.
I still would smash you though, like in a normal circumstance.
The videographer guy was like, "Oh, you're strong, aren't you?" I went, "Yeah. Tom's really weak as well."
Oh, right, okay. Oh, I love it. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that was it. That was the weekend, mate. It was just wild. So I had 2 clients on stage. One that I didn't know about until a few hours out from the show. He came 4th. Zach came 2nd. So pretty successful weekend.
Yeah, it's not bad going that, mate. Not bad going at all.
Anything else happened for you on the weekend?
Oh, mate, the drive home last night. We got in at like nearly 2 a.m.
Really?
Long.
Oh, I just forgot. I just remembered.
I've just remembered something.
So, did you have anyone come up to you at the show? to talk about. Well, it's the BNBF, probably not.
Mate, Scottish people are a bit different. I was saying this to Annabella. It'd be like people who go, Josh Croggan, and go, aye, all right. Good podcast. And then
They're
that's
just
it,
very
they walk
short.
off. Yeah, no, there'd be no like, nice to meet you, listen to the podcast. Da, da, da. None of that. It was like, Josh Croggan, good podcast. Listen to the podcast. You have a podcast. It's like, all right, yeah, I know. Like, very, very, very brief interactions. Why? Did you have any interactions with anybody?
Guess who I met?
I know. He sent a photo.
Did he send it to you?
Yeah.
Ian, you haven't sent it to me, mate. What's going on? He's a big dude.
Mate.
He's a large human. Ian, you're a big man. And I'm very excited to see you compete next year because I spoke to him about it as well. He's going to be competing next year, all that good stuff. But yes, I finally met the man, the myth, the legend, Ian.
Who's Ian?
Mr. Talbot Balfe.
Ian Talbot Balfe. There you go. You got to say the full name. The ITB.
Mr. ITB, yeah. So I met him, absolutely lovely guy. You would expect from his questions that he sends in that he's going to be some really horrible, sick, twisted individual, but he's the loveliest guy you will ever meet.
Yeah, I know, mate. He messages me all the time, just like nice things, and then as soon as the question box goes up, it's something horrific. It just makes no sense.
Little switch goes in his head, you know. But yeah, met Ian. That was fantastic. And honestly, mate, I met about 4 other people that came up to me and was just like talking about the podcast, and some of them were on stage competing that day. They've messaged me after telling me about how like they've listened to the podcast for every single cardio session since January. Like, bro, just so cool.
That is sick.
It is so cool. And you know what's funny? Do you know what's weird? They're all handsome. Everyone that listens to the podcast, mate, is just handsome.
Strong correlation.
It is strong correlation. If you listen to this podcast, you are certified team handsome.
If you are listening to this podcast and you don't enjoy it, you are probably ugly.
True. Yeah, so all the haters out there, you're butters.
You're ugly.
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 But yeah, that was it, man. So just Gymshark, clients on stage, people coming up about the podcast, wicked training from myself as well. Oh, I met up with Mr. Jack McCarner and James Street. James is an ex-client of mine because he's an absolute traitor, but he does listen to every single episode of the podcast. So reaching out, well, shout out to you, mate. You're an absolute legend. But yeah, I went to Ultraflex Derby and trained with them too. Yeah, got some final like check-in photos with Jack because he's just wrapped up his dieting phase before he goes to Marbella, the world stage. And nice. That was a 6 session. I love Ultraflex Derby. I think it's such a good gym. I really do like it. I feel like it's got a nice vibe in there as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Did you speak to the people behind the
desk?
The desk.
There's like one girl on there, so not really. No.
All right. So there's like an older woman that works there. Or I don't know what her affiliation with Ultraflex Derby is. She may be the owner. You never know.
Literally might be the owner. Yeah.
But I went and filmed there with Charlie and David Langsdale. Video's live. Go and show it some love. And Sam went in and was like, "Oh, I'm here filming these guys." And there was like, "Oh, like what is it that you're filming?" She's like, "Oh, well, Josh is a pro natural world champion and 2-time British champ. Charlie's a world champ. David's a 3-time British champ and world champ." And this woman was just like so nice about natural bodybuilding, saying like, "Oh, it needs to get more attention than what it gets." I was like,
it makes a difference from all of these steadheads in here.
Yeah, she's probably selling gear too. Oh. Yeah, she's like, my son's natural and he's into his bodybuilding. I'll tell him to follow you on Instagram. I was like,
that's cool.
Oh, very sweet.
Yeah, wicked. I mean, I love it in there. Such a good gym. It's a nice, like, welcoming environment as well, and it's Ultraflex, so it's got a sick kit, like such nice stuff, you know. Yeah, but yeah, train with those boys. Absolutely, fully sent a session. Got some posing done. If you look on my Instagram, the most recent photo.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, dieting phase is going very well as well.
Oh, good.
Currently, new low weigh-in today of 82.8. Nice. Started off at 89.5, so we're down by 6.7 kilos.
Mate, I got to 89.6 on Friday.
Right.
And I was like, I bet I'm not far off of Tom's start weight. 0.1 kilos. God damn.
0.1.
I've had a weekend off.
Have you?
Yeah.
So I'm having a rest day today and I'm having training day food. Because after the show, I dropped off a kilo and I just feel sapped of energy. And after yesterday's training session as well, I'm just like, eh. And this is where, like, just going with how you feel sometimes is a good thing. So I'm just going to have training day food on a rest day. And it's going to set me up nicely for the next few days, mate.
My meal timings and quality of meals over the weekend was not great. I've not had a Subway for. Can you remember when we filmed with All In?
That was your last Subway?
That was my last Subway.
I love Subway.
I had
I've
a
had a couple
Subway
since then.
Saturday
Yeah.
and on Sunday.
Oh, nice. Footlong?
Yeah,
What did
Italian
you get?
BMT.
What, both times?
Yeah, both times. Italian BMT. Hearty Italian on one, honey and oat on the other. Decent.
Toasted with cheese?
Yeah.
What sauces?
Went for light mayo.
No, standard. It's got to be done.
Oh, on one of them I had Southwest.
Have you ever had a sweet chili?
Yeah, they didn't have it in either.
Oh,
And they didn't have, is it honey mustard
honey mustard.
or honey onion or something like that? I don't know.
Okay.
Sweet onion or something.
Yeah,
I can't
sweet
remember.
onion.
There were one of them that I was like, oh, I kind of want to try that. And then they didn't have it. So, okay, thanks for disappointing me. There's something else that I wanted to say. I can't remember. What is it?
Can't be that important.
Oh, yes, it is. Mate, my social media at the minute.
What about it? Is it? What do you mean, like likes or followers or?
Mate, YouTube, right? So anyone that's listening, I posted a Natty or Not at Ultraflex last week, and it's currently sitting at about 2,500 views and over 100 likes on it. I was like, oh my God, I've not
That's
seen
decent.
these numbers before.
Okay, that is good.
TikTok, I'm closing in on 1,000 followers.
What kind of content have you been posting? I don't keep up with TikTok, mate. I always forget.
Oh, mate, you always view my profile, you liar.
Oh,
You
mate, I've got some
liar.
followers. Okay. I need to get back on posting on there, mate.
It's just crap. You could post absolutely anything on there. It is just crap.
Yeah. Oh, so you posted your natty or not stuff, didn't you?
Yeah. That's got like 20,000 views.
That's cool, mate. Stuff like that always people just love drama.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's drama, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like you put up like genuine value, and it's like, people don't care because like people just love drama.
Mate. Yeah.
What's going on, TikTok fam? My name is Josh Coggan. I am a professional natural bodybuilder, 2-time world champion, 2-time British champion, WBF pro, current reigning men's physique world champion. For the month of August, I am going to talk about myself every single day because I love myself and I'm a narcissist.
Yeah, pretty much. But I failed epically at that.
Yeah, you did.
I hurt my bike. When I hurt my bike, that was it. It was like game over. Not doing anything because
sending little TikTok videos from your bed like,
what is going on, guys? My name is Josh Coggan and I am injured. And for the entire month of August, I will be complaining about being injured.
My back is broken.
Literally.
Final.
Me.
Yeah. Mad.
It's fixed now.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, mate. That is pretty much the weekend. But there's lots more exciting things to come up because we've got more guests coming up. We've got more shows coming up. So
yeah,
it's going to kick off, mate. It's all going to kick off.
It is, mate. It is. When do you go to Ibiza?
In exactly a month. Exactly
Great.
a month. On the
Fantastic.
19th next month, I'm going to Ibiza. Why?
Wonderful. I'm just wondering, we can discuss my idea with that after the podcast. Let's wrap it up here. People, thank you very much for listening. We appreciate all the stories, shares that we get. We appreciate every subscriber that we get on YouTube. We're nearly at 300 now.
Yeah.
Nearly. We're like 285. We've gone up so much over the last month, and that is because you lot are frigging amazing.
Please
we
subscribe.
Really would like a Gymshark sponsorship, so please keep blowing the podcast up.
Yeah, honestly, and once we hit 500 subscribers, we can monetize. So that means we'll probably make a good 20 cents a month. So please help us get to that 500.
I've told you about the tiers of monetization, Anna.
Oh, is it bad?
So 500 subscribers is tier 1.
Right.
I've been doing YouTube for 3 years. I'm on tier 3.
How many tiers is there?
I think there's like 7 or 8, but the one that I'm on now is the one that you get money, but you don't get a lot of money.
Right. So
I
what do we
made
get?
7p last month.
What do we get on tier 1?
You get super likes, so people can like pledge £5 to you.
Oh, beautiful.
You can create like a community on YouTube.
That's more community then. Cool.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
Okay, great. Yeah, right. We're nearly there. We're halfway.
Beautiful. Right, people, thank you very much for listening. Keep showing love. Please subscribe. We love you all. We'll catch you in the next episode. My name is Tom. This has been Josh. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.